Hello and welcome back to Griffin, Indiana. Today is our last day. We're done. We've got stuff to do though. We have things to sell. And yeah, things to maybe tidy up around the farm just so we can kind of leave it how we want it. So I've got a couple sheds I would like to buy so we can actually get stuff put away. And we do need to sell stuff to fund that because we don't have that much money, 77,000. We do have a lot to sell, but it's kind of just like coming through because we're doing a lot of productions on. A lot. So I did quickly get most of the field prep done. So when we come back to probably live stream this map, we will have things good to go on every field. So that field is done. All the other fields we've got are done. We've got our Kubota just coming back now from liming field number 9, is it? The one that's furthest away. He's back. And now we need to look at what we're going to sell. So my idea, it may not be the best idea, but it's an idea, is to take us up to about March. So just about when we're going to have to put in our sunflowers, oats, blah blah blah, potatoes, all that stuff. So we're not going to plant that, we're just going to stop just before that. So we're going to take ourselves up to March. So we're going to sell as much as we can for the best price that we can, or a decent price. We're happy with some prices. And then we'll get this yard a little bit more finished. Like I have been saying for a while, we need more storage space, because we do. Like I've got this stuff lying around. I've got a combine just randomly there. The potato planter's there. We've got the flatbed that we never actually use anymore. It's just lying there. I did tidy this shed up a bit. I've got these here. I did get rid of the stones. We got rid of that. And then I've got this just lying here. Our workshop. You can store stuff in the workshop, but we do need it to fix things. This shed's not too bad. I just need to get the... maybe put that in here. You never know, this is just abandoned. This is pretty full. Can't really get much more in here. I do have a space here we can put stuff, and I do have a sprayer just randomly dumped over there. So we do need to get that done. I don't want to leave this with sort of being unfinished. The idea is always to kind of have this as a working yard. Like I've done a video on my build for this, you can check that out. But we should finish it properly. Because the only addition we've had is really this, which was the site of our silos for fermenting our grass. When we done grass at the start, we did grass, guys, we did grass. But we moved on from that. So I'm going to have a quick look to see what we can actually sell right now. I think it's going to be canola oil. I don't think there's anything else actually until January. So we'll probably just nip down there and start getting that sold. So we have a full load of canola. The price isn't actually as good as it was last month, and I waited till December to sell it because it's supposed to be the best in December. However, it's gone down like $200 per 1,000 litres. It's still just about 5. So we don't have everything processed on it yet. We do have a good amount done. So we'll just take as much as we can and sell it today, and then we'll just keep going and see if the price is still above. I'd probably sell it for above 4.7 to be honest. My bakery was backed up. That is not a euphemism. So I did have to move the bread. We got a bakery to deal with our flour thing. So we've got a bakery and we're making bread as well. We've got quite a few production lines going now. It's really a thriving sort of business venture that we have. Which I suppose you get that. We've played about 100 hours on this map, so that's when you start to really get to the point where you've got a lot going on. Yeah, that's a nice little top up to our funds. We're now at 350,000, which is going to go a long way to getting a couple of farm buildings for us, which is what we need to get our yard done. We'll quickly go back and get some more of the oil picked up. This is our second load. We've only got 26,000 in it. We do still have about this again to get processed. Because we've got 50 something thousand of canola still to go through the oil refinery. But it's not quite ready yet, so we'll just get this sold and just keep an eye on it. Everything else is still going through, and we just need to see what else. I can't remember. It's lots of stuff's in January, but I don't know if we've got anything. No, bread is, but bread is slowly going through with our industrial bakery. Tempted to upgrade it so it goes through faster, which we might actually just go and do. Just shy of the 500,000 mark now, which is more than enough to pay for our, well, I think it's more than enough to pay for the 2 buildings I'm looking for. You can never be too cautious, so we might just try and make some more before we put it in place. So I know there is stuff going to be for sale in January, or needing sold in January, but I want to get this bakery upgraded. So we do have the mod that allows you to upgrade your production facilities. It was really beneficial with our potato plant because it meant that we're making even more money off that because it's able to process things a lot faster. With our bakery that we do have a bottleneck because it's full of flour. This is distributed and it's at 14,000. It slowly goes down, but our bakery is just not keeping up with it. So we'll get this upgraded. So that should be able to do a lot more. It will allow us to store more as well, so we won't have to worry about it getting clogged up again. So now that that is done, we just need to, let's quickly assess what else we can sell now or shortly. So from the potato plant, we've got rid of our chips that we had. Everything else is like next year. There's nothing even that's not worth really taking the hit on. Starch is, again, we don't have much starch. It's more of this end. Now, I'll continue to sell this if it comes out and it's still at a good price. Clothes are not till May, so we might not see that. It just depends if the price hits a good point for us to sell. We convert all our fabric. Now, bread is due next month, so we'll leave that. And potatoes next month, we're only going to have a load of potatoes. It's not big bucks, but I think we'll just sell that one load. And soybeans we can't do till July. So we're going to have to wait till January to sell, I think, some of these things or some other things. Bread being the main thing. But yeah, we'll rest up till January and see what we can do. I think once we get January through, we'll actually start looking at building the yard or changing the yard a bit. Because we want to get that done, take us to March, and we'll have like an overview of what we've done in this season or series or whatever you want to call it. We're full of, well, I'll say full, we're mainly full of bread. It did get clogged up again. I'm going to have to try and monitor that more often than once a day because it can't take a full amount. So the price for it is good. The price for our canola oil has like bombed. It's gone to 4.6. So we'll get this and a load of potatoes and then we'll look at the yard. So we're actually delivering to some place we haven't ever delivered to because we've not had products that go here. So we're delivering to the bowling alley. I don't know what they're going to do with 37,000 litres of bread. They might use them as pins. Who knows? But they must like bread. It's taking us back over the 500,000 mark. That is not the way to do that, Craig, but we're doing it anyway. So I think I'll just drop the trailer. I don't even know where I'm going to drop the trailer. I think we will just drop it next to the potato production plant because we're always going to be back here. And our, what you call it, our clothes bit is just around there as well. So this is kind of like the place to be if you want a pallet trailer. So now we need to head up to get our tipper trailer so we could get some, say some, it's going to be a load of potatoes done. It's going to bring in massive amount of money. It doesn't, it brings in a tiny amount. But we'll just get it done because it's worth doing. It will pay for something. Doesn't give the massive money of other things, but it covers some costs. And then we can get this yard. It was way too fast to take that corner. Do not try that at home. Then we can get the yard done. Which I kept putting off through the whole time I've been playing this. I just keep dumping things. I'm just so thinking into getting the farm done. That's why I like to just try and get the farm area, like the farm yard done before I start playing sometimes, because I know once I get into the game I'm just going to be wanting to go. But no, we're getting it done. I'm determined. Get it finished, done, dusted, sorted. Also, it means I get a good thumbnail for this video, so that's like a secondary thing. That is a bonus for it. Cabot was just abandoned. I've still not put that away. That's my issue. I just kind of abandon things. So this is just getting ready to drop off our full load of potatoes at Larson's farm. It's like the best price I've seen for a while actually. 377 for our potatoes. It's destroying someone's crop. So that's why we tend to put most of the potatoes through our potato production facility. I've said it before, it doesn't seem like it makes tons of money, but it really actually does, because if I was to sell all my potatoes outright every year, like I'll just show you what we get for this. Thank you again, cow. So we were to sell what we normally get at least 5 loads, something like that, 4 or 5 loads. About 300 to 400,000 on a wee field of potatoes. And this is the best price I can get. 35,000. Now, I know timesing that by 5 is what, about 170 loosely. So it's not terrible. But if I put all of those potatoes into my potato production facility, I get a lot more than that. I get, from that I would get, God, I would probably get 3 or 4 times that. It's just the fact that the production facility can't handle that much, which then obviously slows you down. We have upgraded this production facility, I think, like 3 times. I'll quickly show you what the numbers say they are. Like here it says it's making this, but it's not really that, but we do get a decent bit of French fries and things throughout the year, and we do make quite a bit of money off of this facility. Like for example, we've not even got full amount of French fries. We've still got like, we're halfway through the year for French fries. I normally sell about 20 something thousand of that. So that's like 70,000. And then for our fried potatoes, it's about approximately the same, like 20 something thousand. So double that, another 50 odd thousand. So you're 120,000 just with these. And then that's not including the paprika chips, which we also sell like 27,000, which is almost like they sell the most. Well, we make the most money off the paprika chips. So with just those things and not even including the starch, which we get a lot of starch, you're easy 250. And you were just limited by how much this can put into it. If I was to put more upgrades on it, we would get more out. But I didn't want to do too much, because then like the pallet handling thing is the only downside. But if you were just doing it, it's definitely worth investing more into potatoes by doing the production facility. Like if you just wanted to sell potatoes, that's fine, but this will make you a lot more money. You do need a greenhouse to go with it, and you can actually do other additions if you wanted to do cows and stuff. It's quite an interesting mod, and it is, it's made me enjoy doing the potatoes probably more than I would have just doing straight potatoes and selling them. I would do some of that, but not all of it. Like I would say I try and put at least half into here and sell half sometimes we've been doing, but it's a good one and I've enjoyed it. So, potatoes sold, bread sold that we can sell, oil sold that we can sell so far. Now, we need to get this yard looking a little bit more pretty. So I'm going to have to move some stuff about, and then we'll just kind of pick what sheds. I've got a loose idea what sheds I want to use, but we'll get stuff moved so it's not in the way, and then we'll get onto it. that is all our equipment tidied up. Or to the best I can do, really. I don't think you ever have a perfect solution to all. Do I actually need... I probably won't need that front one. What I'm going to do is I've got to spray one of our fields we've planted for weeds. So I'm going to get that done. And then we shall have a... I think we'll do like we'll do a flyover of everything. We'll fly and talk. Fly and talk of how we've progressed with the farm. Little things I've learnt along the way. Yeah, we'll just have a sort of chat about everything to sort of finish off our series. Still got a couple of months to go, but we'll get this done and then we'll maybe skip to March, or sorry, rest till March. See if there's anything else we can sell till then. Just sort of progress the game, because as I say, I really do want to play this on stream again. I think it's a brilliant map. I have thoroughly enjoyed this map. It's definitely up there with some of the best maps I've played since I've started playing Farming Simulator, which was way back in 2015. So I would highly recommend the map. You can do so much with it. It's almost like it's a blank canvas, yet not a blank canvas, if you get what I mean. It's like, it's based on a real place, which I always find interesting. And they've managed to blend the fact, all the different features of the game in as well. So you can add your production sites and things like that. You can add animals if you wanted as well. It's just, yeah, it's such a good map. Very, very good. The longevity you could have on this map as well is miles. Sometimes you kind of run the course of a map, you think, I can't really do much more. This, I think, I could easily play this for another 100 hours without failing. But we'll get this sprayed and we'll have a little overview of everything we've done since we started playing this. So that is us into March. We got our field sprayed. Now is the time when we would be probably trying to plant many other fields, but that is going to be us for doing anything like that at the moment. So we're now into March. There's nothing else I can sell. We've sprayed that field. Price of clothes is going up. Everything else is kind of going down, so there's not really worth selling. We're just kind of stockpiling at the moment. But that is going to be us. So I'm going to do a quick tour of what we've done. We'll get into flight mode and we'll just have a sort of wander around our farm and a chat. So we have elevated. So our farm has changed a little bit. We obviously changed it before we started, so you've seen us just put these in. That's the biggest changes, really. Our horses, which not really looked after. They've looked after themselves, sort of. We done them just to have them. They would probably, I think they're worth about 3,000 now, and we paid 2,000 for them, so it's slow going, but they do make money. Our potatoes, which we switched there from our silage. So I was adamant we were doing potatoes on this Let's Play, and we did potatoes. Which was, and has been, actually pretty fun. So this is the area that we started with. We had to clear all the fencing from this big field, and then we made this big field. We got rid of a path down here. I did look at using Giants Editor to get this taken away, but it was like, this is a lot to learn. So I thought, we'll just leave it. Because it was easier. Not gonna lie. Then our wee field here has been known as a wee field all series because it is. It's our wee field at home farm. Both these fields have been, yeah, they're pretty good. This field, slight annoying issues with AI in this corner because it goes in here, and then sometimes on that tree line it was kind of annoying. This field was actually pretty AI friendly. It was weird. It kind of just worked, and then so it goes up here, and then it done this bit, and then there, and then you just finish off on that bit. Pretty good. So we didn't do much with this end. I was going to try and put the horses down here and maybe mow this for the grass, but we have all of this untapped space here. It's just very hilly and you can't do much with it. Our home farm has pretty much mainly stayed the same. This episode is the biggest changes we've done because I kept putting them off and I was determined to get them done before we finish the series. So we'll go down to our... Where did we go down to first? What did we do first? We will... Yeah, we'll go and survey the fields that we purchased first, and then we'll come back to our productions. Because our productions have been pretty prevalent in this series, because that's what we've been trying to do. We've been doing farming and building our productions, which has been a great success. We've invested a lot of money in them, but they've paid back more than enough, to be honest, to cover everything else. The first two fields we purchased were these two small ones down here. Now, my way of buying fields was to look at the price per hectare and the quality of field. So if it had good yield bonus from precision farming, so it had a good soil type. So that's how we ended up with these ones. These are both fairly small fields, as you can see down below, 6 acres and 7. So they're not massive, but they've been very fruitful for us. And yes, they are quite a distance from our farm, but they're very, very good quality fields compared to the ones that are probably closer to our farm down that way. And actually cheaper per hectare, so that was also a bonus. Then we got purchased field 11 here, which is very like these two fields in terms of quality, but it's just twice the size. So we had a big upgrade when we got this field. This allowed us to really start taking off in terms of production volumes and things. Now, we've got field... It's 24? Yeah, I think this is field 24. We purchased this one as well, which surprisingly is actually cost effective. Yes, it has this little thing here and bits and pieces, odd bits, but it wasn't actually that bad price. We've not harvested this one much. I think we've done it twice. Again, decent field to harvest, nice good size, and then the field to the right as well we bought at the same time. I think that was from our big lot of cotton money we made. We got these two fields, and again, just easy because they're next to these ones, so you just can get all the work done. So it's pretty good, and yeah, all decently priced, whereas I think this one is overpriced for what it actually is, because you've got tons of cutouts and stuff and you pay for different things. Now we have one more field that we bought, which was our monster field purchase, field 12, which I never actually thought we were going to get at that time, and we got it and I was like, this is going to be a big thing. Oh no, I've got two fields. I forgot about this one. 21. We've only harvested this one once or twice? Once, maybe. I can't remember. Again, it's on the way to our main farm. The best value one on out of all of these sort of 4 that I was looking at. Good size. Nice to work with AI on it. Not the best. There are some issues with this bit here. Yeah, it gets by. It's a good field. I think these ones over here are probably the best for your AI. It's just they're terrible quality. Like, they're not the best yielding. Just with the soil types. This was our big expansion. Field 12. 24, just shy of 24 acres. We've done quite a few harvests on this. I think we've done 3 or 4 harvests on this one. And it gives you a lot of product. Last I think we had cotton off of it, and I think we had about 6 or 7 bales. It obviously looks big, but the quality of the land as well, if you're using precision farming, is brilliant. So your yields are always very high. And it's a very good field. If you're using AI, or even if you're not using AI, because it's such a big, almost square rectangular field, you actually get through the work on it really fast, because you're just doing big long runs, small amount of turning. Perfect for lazy farmers like me. So that is all our fields we've got. We went from 2 to then we quickly went to 4. And then I think we had this monster purchase, which I wasn't thinking about. And then we got the other, or did we get that one first? I can't remember the sequence. But we did sort of exponentially kind of take off when we started doing cotton, because it just allowed us to purchase so much stuff. So now coming down to our production kind of areas that we have. So potato plant was the first thing we got. I think it was one of the first things we got. Was it the oil mill? I can't remember now. Both of them were fairly early on. This has been fantastic. As I said it before, for doing potatoes, I would highly recommend getting the potato production mod. It's a variety of different things out. You get a greenhouse with it as well, which produces peppers and various other things that you can do. We've only probably exploited about 50 to 60% of what this can do because we have not got animals to produce milk. Now, if you're having milk or animal products as well put into this, you'd be able to do so much more. You get so many more different products that you could sell or work on. Fantastic mod, I'd highly recommend it. It just needs potatoes, water and a few other things and you can have a variety of different products. So that was one of the first productions we got. A recent addition was our industrial bakery that we put here to deal with our flour mill that we bought. The flour mill is a purchasable production on this map and it is over yonder. Won't take you up there, you've seen it in other videos. We couldn't handle the amount of flour we were producing. I wasn't ever planning on getting a bakery, but we couldn't handle the amount of flour we were producing. So I thought, right, get a bakery, get the flour in there, saves on all the pallets floating about, and yeah, it's done well. We made a good bit of money off that just with the sale of what bread we produced up to the highest price point this year. This is a bit of a mess, I'm aware that we have a bit of a pallets everywhere kind of thing, but it just gets like that when you have so many productions. I should get a warehouse, probably would be a next thing to look at as well. Which we could do, we can get another warehouse if needed. So another factory we got early on was our oil mill, which has just been our producer of money. There's no ifs and buts about it. It's probably some of the biggest paydays we've had is from selling our oil. Very good production, and yeah, I would highly recommend getting working with oil production. So one of the latest additions to our production world was our cotton slash fabric slash clothes factory. This does a bit of everything. It converts cotton into fabric and then you can convert the fabric into clothes here. Now, it works very well and it makes a lot of money and it's all in one place. You don't actually have to have two sites, which I really liked. It did leave space here so we could maybe get other things, but it is actually just working really well by itself. And as anyone who knows, if once you get onto cotton, you're pretty much minted. You make so much money from cotton and making them into clothes, it's unreal. I think the last harvest we had was about 1 million we made from a big fields of cotton. So that's all our production sites. Now I did put another shop down here to sell our potato products because obviously they weren't on the base game map. It's a big sort of bolt-on mod. So we did have to create this area here, which I think I did a pretty good job of, putting a car park in, nice plants, and have an additional shop. So it's an additional selling area that we created here. Wasn't too expensive, I think it only cost us about 20,000. That's something else we added. But that is pretty much everything that we have done on this map. Surmised. Surmised the right word? Well, I'm using it. Yeah, we've got a lovely production site and a lovely home farm. The rest of this map is just, it's brilliant. I've done a map tour of it, I've done other things of it. Come and play it yourself. The map itself is brilliant. A lot of these plots are purchasable as well, so you can do some roleplay stuff. You can even have your home farm here if you wanted, because this is an actually viable farm. It's just overall a brilliant farm, brilliant map. Highly recommend it. I've had so much fun playing this over the last 6 months, and I've had great fun making videos for you guys. But that is going to be us for this Let's Play. We've had a lot of fun doing it, and we're going to move on to other things. I will miss it. I will miss Griffin very much. That's why I kind of want to live stream it as well, because it's just such a good map. Such a good map. So with that, that is us for this series. Thank you very much for watching. I'm eternally grateful for all the subscribers, likes, views, everything that has happened with this series. I am so grateful for everyone's support. And yeah, you'll catch me again doing something maybe a bit different. We'll see. I've got other ideas in the pipeline that we're working on, which, yeah, the videos will hopefully be out. Not sure if it'll be next week, we'll see. We might have a week, I think we'll have a week break between this and then whatever new is coming. But yeah, thanks again, and I will see you guys very soon on something else. Have a good one. Bye.